Hello and welcome to another edition of Building a Model and Chatting. I'm Taco. It's great to have you. And we are in the middle of building the Master Grade Duel Assault Shroud. Right now we're just building the basic Gundam, and we're finishing up the arms. So we got the hands left, and then we have shoulders to do. Then we'll officially be done with the arms and the upper body of uh, the initial Gundam. So yep, and we're just kind of building and relaxing. I gotta figure out a way to maybe add some music. But I think with StreamYard, to do that, you have to have their fancy edition. I might just try and play it in the background next time, find a way to do so. But yeah, so nothing too exciting going on. Been going through the laborious task of sanding around like 800 pieces for the next paint project, which is Oberon. And it's got the initial cuts out, and I'd say roughly 80% is done. But I got the right wing stuff to do the final cuts, and then also sand. And I'm trying to make this one, because this was a challenge from someone, to do a bigger kit than what I'm used to. And this is probably double the amount of pieces, if not more. Probably triple. I'm trying to think of which one would be my biggest as of date. I'd probably say double riser, or maybe Master Grade Strike or Master Grade Freedom. Probably be the ones that I've probably had the most pieces on. So Oberon definitely will succeed that by a lot. So I'm going to actually end up painting it in waves. Which is fine. Hey, John, great to see you. Hope you're doing well, sir. I was just discussing how I'm almost done with the sanding prep for the for Oberon to paint. It's a lot of pieces, though. I would say it's definitely my biggest project to date. And knowing me, I won't keep it simple at all. How long do you usually wait for your top coat to dry? I get uh I get antsy. I get very antsy with top coat, and it's like 17 to 24 hours I wait max, and I've got to get better at being patient with that. Let's see, usually an hour. Oh, so you must have just top coated. Yeah, I usually make my top coat wait anywhere from, I'd say, 12 hours to 24 has been kind of the, but I kind of would like to do longer than that. And right now, I gotta figure out. Obviously, I got the first coat has to be a gloss coat for Oberon, so that I could do the panel lining and the water slides. But then I'm deciding between gloss and matte. See, the smart part of me, oh, you got heater, so you're heating it up. And yeah, I just let it naturally cure. So what was I saying? Is do I want a more matte look? I should probably pay attention to what's actually asking these instructions. Okay, so what's this? Like so. There we go. I saw some people use food dehydrators to cure their stuff, but I always hear mixed things because there's always those that are like, no, you gotta let naturally cure. You know, rushing it causes the plastic to be more brittle, and it doesn't adhere to the uh, to the plastic as well. And so so you like kind of like the satin top coat then, because isn't that like the or a semi gloss? I don't know because it's like I could go either way with Oberon. Since I'm going with the Archangel from X-Men color scheme, it's like, does that more does the metal veins more conducive to a gloss, or can it be matte? It's kind of what I always struggle with. I think I always used to be always gloss, but now I think I'm kind of liking matte slightly more, especially since matte tends to cover up your mistakes more. And I make plenty of painting mistakes. An interesting thing is I have recently found myself going more to my 0.5 millimeter uh, airbrush. It always used to be pretty much, other than the top coat and primer, I would go to the Iwata after that. And yeah, I have, there's my 0.3 or my 0.5 has all the, besides the Iwata, have some type of like airflow control, which is really nice. And like I'm trying to learn to spray as less as the least amount as possible paint onto the actual kit. That way you don't get pooling and it looks a little bit less painted and more like it was part of the plastic to begin with, or it was that actual color to begin with. I mean, obviously, if you do like a candy, then you have to go gloss. You're just going gloss after gloss on that till it shines like. I have not learned how to wet sand slash polish yet. I have not gotten that to work without taking off paint, which is rather irritating. I've tried a couple times, and each time I just end up taking paint off. And it's not even like I'm going hard on it. It's just, and I'm using like 30,000 grit uh, sandpaper, which is basically just paper. It's actually like a polishing paper. And I see people that are like, "Oh yeah, I use like 1,000, and it works just fine." There, this, so, and this has that. So, and then there we go. 2 arms. But before we attach them to the body, we need the shoulders. And the shoulders aren't exactly that big. So we need PC, D, and F. All right. We got those. And we might as well grab H and A as well, just to grab of the ones we need. All right. So we need 7. Just these. I've decided I'm going to start cutting out all of my polycaps that I end up not using and put them in somewhere that I can go to when I make some type of mistake and cut like a polycap wrong or something, just to make things to have that safety net. 16, 17, 18. Sixteen, 16. Don't know how long I'll go today. I've been kind of under the weather, so we'll see. Maybe a short, like, hey, I finished the arms. I'm good. I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, almost made a mistake. Okay. When cutting out number 18 here, let's see if we can show it. Don't cut there. There's actually a little. This is actually part of it. It's not just part of the. You can see I've cut one half of it now. It's actually part of the piece. But of course, it's like the same exact size as the runner. So yeah, the piece you want to look like is that afterwards. That is your dual tip of the day. And we got all those for F. Put F back. And we need D18, which is our standard little flap. That pretty much every Gundam has for the shoulders to connect to the body. Ouch, yeah. I could definitely see someone cutting it off. It's really easy to fool you. I mean, I almost did. So, oh, my keyboard. F. Okay. I've done the first 2 right here. Yeah, I think we just might finish the arms and shoulders today. There's actually quite a few pieces. For being only one page, it was real subtle in how many pieces there were. 15 and 14. Don't know why, I just felt like cutting everything out today. I guess it's probably because That's how I've been doing it for my paint projects. I really wish I could do painting streams, but you can't hear me with the mask on. And I have to wear a mask because I'm spraying lacquer paints. So it's just not going to happen. The only thing I could think of was possibly getting like a lapel mic and putting it actually inside somewhere in the respirator, but you're going to hear so much breathing. It would annoy me if I was listening. At least that's my opinion. All right. That appears to be all of the pieces. There we go. Now we get to put them together. So first we need F16. In that area that looked like a nub that I had to cut, but nope. Just take your time and make sure what you're cutting is what you're supposed to cut. I made one mistake on Oberon, and it'll just have to be something that will get glued in post building. But when I cut it, I was like, oh, I knew almost right away. I'm like, I did something wrong here. And I compared it to the other ones, and yep. I'm like, I cut something. I was able to glue the post back on, but it's like I couldn't pin it or anything because it was one of those acrylic clears. And so it was like, ugh. All right. And then put the flat side outside. So, yeah. That's all the exciting stuff. Been trying to figure out what games I'm going to play right now. And what else? Trying to think what else is going on. That reminds me, I was going to charge my Steam Deck because I was going to use my Steam Deck. Well, that's going to have to wait. All right. Same with this one. That. And cut these out and put them together however they're supposed to get together. The way I have my light in this gray plastic, it just like reflects, and so it's so hard to see where I need the sand. But yeah, that's kind of how it's going. Oof, Monday's a little bit of a quiet stream today. Oh well, no biggie. Okay, so this goes just like. Gotta be careful with that too. That's gotta be. Could it make the connection any more fragile? Yeah, see, you want to bend already. Well, this is an awful design. Bent a little. Okay, I think we're good. This goes like so. It's kind of a weird way they have that. That one came off cleanly. Excuse me. Okay. All right. We got both of those. Now we need to get the other side of the frame. I'm surprised they took a lot longer than I thought it would take. And I'm in no hurry to rush this build. Gets done when it gets done. Especially when I have nothing planned for after it. Looking at my kits, I'm like, I don't even really have a kit to do. But that's all right. It'll probably be July by the time I'm done, and then I might get a kit. But I've really cut back on how much I spend and buy. After 2 years of really going hog wild, I am paying for it now. So that's a tip. Don't let yourself get carried away just because you enjoy it so much. Moderation is key. AKA, don't do what I did. And that is in no way me asking for money. I'm just saying I made mistakes, learn from them. Don't be me. So, yeah. Painting my first high grade was interesting. It was a decent sized high grade though. It was that jigged Doga, which must be a decently sized kit. Of course, this fell out because it was surprisingly big for a high grade. I mean, granted, it's not like Psycho Zaku or Psycho Gundam or anything like that. It was just decently sized kit. All right, take two on that. There we go. All right. That Perfect Grid Unleashed new Gundam looks great, but not my wallet. It is definitely outside of what I would ever feel comfortable paying for a kit. I mean, it's what stopped me from getting the Perfect Grade Unicorn Perfectibility. Just as much as I like the look of it, it I can't justify that type of thing. But those who have that money, more power to them. And it sold great, so as far as I can tell, it sold great. So do prices seem to be going back down a little bit since like the tariffs have lined up a little bit? I've had a hard time telling. It seems like some masquerades have and others haven't. And it seems like third parties have dropped in price more than the official Bandai. My worry is once they went to the higher prices, they were never going to drop them back to the previous price. Because why not? Consumers are already paying it. Just means they'll keep paying it. That's why I hate when they do, oh, it's just for the time being, or it's because of this, that. No, it's because you're hoping that you can use it as an excuse and then keep it that way after the excuse is no longer valid. At least that's my viewpoint. And that isn't meant to be political. I don't care which side causes them to rise and what. I think it's that way. It looks good that way. We shall see. I mean, I don't think it would fit the other way. Cut that off. Yeah, I had the right way. Sorry for a little bit more boring of a stream. I think this kit doesn't really scream excitement and all that stuff. It's a very basic kit. I don't know. You know, I've probably built close to 100 kits now, and I've yet to ever build the original one, Gramps. You know, the original Gundam. Not a single version, master grade, high grade, real grade. Nope, not a single one. It's pretty crazy. I think I was saving it for wanting to eventually get the perfect grade unleashed, but since I'm not really purchasing, especially anything that big, I don't know. Thing is, they're really easy to paint too. Technically, like colors, like to do different color schemes on. Just like this would actually be pretty easy to paint, in my opinion. though I haven't seen it with the Assault Shroud on. So who knows? All right. Let's couple pieces here. It's all cut out. Now we just need to sand and put together. All right. And go there. Let's see. This blue also, I think it's just this plastic. It just kind of like has this weird finish to it. It seems like all the plastic looks wavy based off of the light. So weird. There we get that. And oh, hey Prime, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Love you too. Sorry, not always looking at the chat. You're catching me towards the end of my stream, sir. But you know, well, I hope you're doing well, Prime. Haven't been seeing you around much. Well, I haven't been around much. So let's put the shoulder together. Goes on there, which then carefully put on like so. And then this goes like that. And then I'll just take this easier way. Put that in. And then you put still got gold piece Or is that it? Looks like that might be it. So there's one arm. I gotta look that one up. I don't remember what that one looks like. I've gotten better at telling all the various Xeon and just all the like cannon fodder type uh, mix or mobile armors, mobile units. I've gotten a lot better at because before I was just like I don't know Zaku. It's like now I know like Gelgoog and Sagat and the various iterations of them. Jin. And I called the GM goals. Some call that Jim as well. So it's like Jin is actually one of my favorite. Was one of my favorite kits, and also just uh, one of the ones I like design wise when it comes to the mass built mobile units. Which from Mercury one? Designed the armored core suits. Okay. The only ones I've had from Mercury were Calibarn, Ariel, and uh, one of the Delanzas, or however it's pronounced. Delanza. Nope, pieces are already falling off of this. There we go. We've got the whole top half of the basic unit. Now this is without the Assault Shroud currently. That will greatly change this. But that is how that looks so far. And these kind of move a little bit. I'm just for the Assault Shroud top parts. Yeah, the Lanza still. Yeah, it is an Italian sports car. It totally is. I did not like the high grade Delanza because the feet do not stay. Like they are. I don't know what's with them, but they. It's just like it does not stay on. I'm like it's just. It was irritating. All right. Well, we almost went the full hour, so not bad. Johnny, thank you for keeping me company. Prime, thanks for stopping by. And those two that you watch later, hope you enjoy it. And until next time, be kind to one another and enjoy your hobby. Bye.